Hi, Karen from Quantum Heart Awakening. We are going to do a good old twin flame reading. It's been a long time since I've done one. Sorry to shuffle in your faces. Let's see what's going on in the Twin Flame Collective. What is going on? Hope everyone's having a great weekend. Okay, let's all ground. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. I feel like we need some extra grounding lately. I don't know why, but okay, let's see. For the masculines, we're going to do masculines on the left, feminines on the right, union energies down the center. Okay. What are the masculine energies confronting? What do they need to know? What are blocks? What blocks are showing up on their path? And what are the solutions to these blocks? I got distracted because, all right. We have nature upright. We have patience in reverse. Anything else for masculines? Anything else for masculines? It's funny, every time I start a reading, it's like I have to acclimate and, like we're off to the races. Okay, now we're in it. Now we're in the flow. It's so funny. I've done a million of these. You think I'd be always in the flow, but it takes a moment to connect to that. You know what it is? It's connecting to the sensitivity. We have physical activity in reverse. So lack of movement, masculines, lack of movement. And then we have karmic completion that came out sideways. I'm just going to leave that there. Okay, let's just leave that. We'll come back to it. Feminines. For feminines, what are the feminines confronting? What are the blocks that are showing up? And what are the solutions to those blocks? Moderation in reverse here, feminines. All right, so something needs to come into balance. Something needs to come into balance. Anything else? What needs to come into balance, or what else do we need to know? Adventures in reverse. So are you... Okay, let me get it all out. Leadership. Beautiful. Okay. Anything else for feminines? Anything else for feminines? Yes, we have relationship change in reverse and music. Let me just leave that there. And for union energies, what is the collective confronting? What blocks are showing up and what are the solutions to those blocks? We have cards shooting off the table. One moment. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? We have, what does that say? Personal growth. Okay, absolutely. And then we also have change that fell on the floor. In the unconscious position for everybody is spirituality in reverse. Okay, so most of you that know me, who is this on camera? No, it's not. All right, I'll just leave this here for now separately. Most of you that know me that a reversal in the unconscious position is what I call a false shadow. So something that you think has power over you really doesn't. Now remember, this is for feminines and masculines. Something that you believe has power to pull you off your center actually doesn't. What's really blocking you is your disconnection from source. When's the last time you've connected with spirit, with God, with whatever you want to call it? When's the last time you've connected with return to your spiritual rituals, whatever they might be? You're being called to ground in spirit right now. Okay, let's start. Where do we want to start? I had a very clear message come up with the feminine, so let's start over here with the feminine energy. Let me slide this over so you guys could see. Well, now I'm getting all out of whack. Forgive me if that made you dizzy. I apologize. Okay. All right. So, feminines, have you been all about the work and no play? You're being really called to bring all facets of yourself into temperance, into balance, into moderation. The way you step into this new leadership is going to, let me say it like this, your success stepping into this new leadership is going to be rooted in how balanced can you show up, how balanced within yourself, how balanced within the work that you do, how balanced within your personal versus professional life. You're being really called to take radical accountability for you know what they're showing me? I was about to say the pie slices of your pie chart. But yeah, think of a pie chart, a circular pie chart with all different color coded pieces of the pie. Now they're showing me like, you know, one part of your life has 3/4 and then there's like a bunch of slivers. You're being called to balance out all the pie slices. So what are the big ones that we all have? We all have career. We all have relationship or family. You know, those could be separate. Those could be together, depending on your circumstances. We have like hobbies, pleasure, play. We have like your health, taking care of your health. So that could be movement, that could be mental health, that could be, you know, that could be exploring new things. Those are probably the big heavy hitters, that the big pie slices that we all have. Okay, back to feminine message here. Sorry, I'm just staring at this relationship change in reverse. So when it's in reverse like this, in this particular spread, for me, this means that something that needs to change, something that's pushing for change, is not allowed to come through. So where are you holding back a potential relationship change? Where are you holding back movement in this part of your life? Now, this could be, do you have someone or something that you need to cut out that is affecting your either relationship with an external party or your relationship with yourself? Something about this lack of change regarding relationships is messing with your frequency. It's messing with your ability to hold your center for love in chaos. Now, sometimes we have to there's this great Desmond Tutu quote that said, at some point, it's not enough to keep pulling people out of the river. At some point, we have to go upstream to learn why they're falling in the river in the first place. So this is a quote about finding the source of the problem, feminines. So, you know, it's one thing if you are really talented and gifted at holding your center for love in the chaos of a relationship. It's a whole other challenge for your own sovereignty and clarity to understand that, oh, I shouldn't have to hold my center for love in a relationship that's chaotic. I'm worth more than this. I don't have to have a chaotic relationship in my life. So that's you swimming upstream to the source of the problem. Is it you? Is it them? Why are you believing that this is what you deserve? Why are you believing that this is what you have to stay in? And let me just honor, if you're in a difficult spot, I understand all the painful circumstances that might keep you in a situation. I honor that. There's an infinite amount of intense reasons why someone might stay in a circumstance. It might be financial matters. It might be childcare. It might be an abusive situation. I have no clue what situation you're in. I am just telling you that you deserve more, that you're allowed to reach for more, that you're allowed to bring balance and temperance into how you lead your life. For some of you, this next adventure might be dissolving a relationship. This might be another piece of the puzzle. I feel like I need to get something else. Let me get one of these questions cards. Okay, for feminine spirit, what would help them take another step forward on their path? What would support them right now? What do we need to know for the highest and best good of self and the planet? Yeah, we have warrior woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? Now, mind you, what's coming through here is a relationship you have with someone. Now, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be your intimate partner, but it could also be your boss. It could be the relationship you have with your manager or with someone professional. By maintaining this relationship, it's keeping you away from whatever your deepest mission and purpose is. Anything else for feminines? Anything else? Well, yeah, okay. Let's take all these. Hold on. Let's see. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. This is a calibration card. This is where this music card comes in. And remember, you are the conductor of this grand symphony. You are the conductor of these frequencies, and it is up to you to keep them balanced and in harmony. We also have yes, just say yes, and the crumbling. What are you clinging onto? I mean, it's perfect. It's perfect. What relationships in your life are you clinging onto? Or more specifically, what relationships in your life are you allowing to inform your choices? Right? Like it could be, oh, this is so funny. I just had an intuition about a mother figure, and then I looked at the bottom of the deck and we have Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? You know, some of the hardest relationships to unblend from are family relationships. Your siblings, your parents, other family figures. So honor feminines, that sometimes the hardest relationship to dissolve or to pull our power away from is a relationship like a mother figure who, you know, it's very conventional to like give everything to your mother and love your mother and put your mother on a pedestal. However, if your mother figure, you know, had her own trauma or had her own mental, physical, social limitations, then that relationship maybe did not provide you with what you needed as a child. Maybe you had to become the mother to mother your own mother. That can cause a lot of disruption in your own path, and yet it's also made you who you are. So it's not about looking back, it's about looking in the present moment. What would you like to do going forward? What are you clinging on to? What is time to let go of? Now the things you could be letting go of, maybe it's not a full person or relationship. Maybe it's giving power to a person like a mother. You know, maybe it's not like opening yourself up to interpretation anymore. Maybe it's sharing less with your mother. Maybe it's sharing less with these figures in your life that tend to suck you back in and you know, drain all of your energy. So again, remember this moderation. This was the core message for you, feminines. Maybe it's not always being so black and white and cutthroat. Maybe it's just being incredibly honest and discerning around your own energy. So if you notice that every time you go to your mother's or any person in your life that's, you know, that needs to be in balance, if you leave feeling exhausted and drained and fatigued, understand that you're leaking and bleeding energy to that circumstance, to that person, to that situation. So how can you call your power back in that moment and create appropriate boundaries that make sense for you so that you can protect the energy that you do have? Okay, where are we going next? Let's rock over to masculines here. So we have nature, we have patience in reverse, physical activity in reverse, and karmic completion. Oh, masculines. Okay, I'm like fatigued already, masculines. It just dawned on me that, hold on, let me see what this, yeah, I just kind of, it's pretty wild that feminines got relationship chains, but masculines got karmic completion. For me, yes, I know karmic completion doesn't have to be a relationship. However, it's screaming relationship to me in this reading. Karmic completion could be closing out lessons. When I think of karma, I think of lessons, right? We continue to confront the same lessons over and over again until we master them, until we could finally let them go. It reminds me of like old school Super Nintendo. I'm totally dating myself saying that, but like Super Mario, like old school 2D Super Nintendo Super Mario, you cannot skip a level. You literally cannot move on to the next, you know, the map thing or doesn't open up. You can't get to the next level without first completing the level prior, right? So you're being asked, masculines, to be radically present with what needs to be completed in your life right in the here and now without trying to push forward or try to rush through the process. Like, the only way out is through. There are no shortcuts. There's no trapdoor. There's no life hack here. You have to take one foot in front of the other and be patient with this process. Yeah, you got physical activity in reverse. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold up. Like, do not take action until you are present, until, it's a reason this came out sideways. And honestly, masculines, I'm sorry to be like harsh and scoldy energy. However, you have been getting this karmic completion card for months. So what are you avoiding? What are you avoiding? What are you pushing into the shadows? I need more information because I'm staring at that nature card. Sorry, I just got sucked into that for a second. Spirit, let's just lean into that. Spirit, okay. We have illusions, embracing the truth. Okay, thank you so much, Spirit. Okay. Yeah, masculines, it's time for you to stop fooling yourself, to stop pulling the wool over your eyes. It's really time to allow your physical reality, your mental, emotional, spiritual reality around you to speak truth to you and for you to hear it, for you to let it in, to be patient with yourself enough to move through what you need to move through to confront whatever these karmic lessons are. Now, for you, this could be a relationship. I'm saying for like 67% of you, it's a relationship. It's a person that it's time to close the door on. Or if this is like the mother or father of your child, this is a time to create stronger boundaries around what you need to not get sucked back in. Do you see how the feminine and masculines are sort of orbiting around the same lessons here? It's a little different for feminines. But masculines, it's time to no longer turn a blind eye to these illusions. It's time to look the truth in the face and embrace what you're perceiving. You can trust your own human nature. You could trust your own, perceptions. You can lean on them. Okay, anything else for masculines? Anything else for masculines? Okay, cards are flying. Hold on. Yeah, we have choices. Make the best choices. You have to understand, masculines, that the longer you avoid this thing, whatever it is, this choice, the more you're prolonging and preventing the wheel from turning. It's like a right already. Like you keep going around and around on the wheel over and over again, and you're holding on for dear life, when sometimes the best thing to do is to let go. Anything else for masculines? Anything else for masculines? I mean, it makes sense to me here in the union energy that we are feminine and masculine energy are moving through different changes. We have personal growth in reverse. So, it's like for the wheel to fully turn, something else needs to be taken responsibility of or for. We have, sorry, I got distracted, but these were for masculines here. We have 7 deadly sins, humanity's destructive traits, and Peacock, raise your standards. Yeah, masculines, I don't know why you are so loved and you are so divine. You are meant for something more. I don't know why this has been so hard for you to let go of this pattern, of this person, of this way of existing in the world. But it's really time to take accountability for any sort of destructive, destructive and disruptive energy that's showing up in your life. Is it an unhealthy habit? Is it, for a very long time, for months and months, masculine readings were around stepping out of shallow connections. Like, have you been having like shallow hookups or, kind of instant gratification relationships or sort of short-term, types of interactions? You're being really called to take accountability, to see that when you enter into these unions, you're creating more karma for yourself. If karma doesn't resonate with you, you're creating more stuff for you to have to clean up later. You're creating more pain. You're causing pain to others, and you're causing pain to yourself. So how can you raise your standards? You're being called to just truly drop into that self-esteem, to understand that you are worthy for more. Now, masculines, I understand very intimately if you have had masculine or feminine figures in your life tell you over and over again that you are not worth anything. I am so sorry that if you've heard that message reinforced again and again and again throughout your life. But again, if that's a message that you've been hearing, it is not of God. It is not of self, of higher self. It is not love, right? So it is your job to, to be able to trust and identify the illusions in your life and choose not to animate them in your body, mind, spirit, to let go, to literally cauterize any sort of negative energy, any sort of energy that tells you you are other than divine, masculines. Oh, masculines. Okay. Let's just get one of these cards for masculine spirit. I think I need a sip of my coffee. My throat is already raw. Anything else for masculines? Anything else for masculines? Yes, we have this Mintakin, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. You know, hold on, let me take a sip. Nothing like a warm beverage. For a very long time, masculines, you've had this energy of a little kid with their nose pressed up against the glass, looking at a life that you've always desired, but that always seems just a little bit out of reach. But if you've heard me say this before, you know what's coming next. The door is open right next to the window that you're smashing your face up against. You are the only person leaving yourself out in the cold here. So I really honor this longing to belong, this longing for a home base, this safe and sacred, beautiful, maybe it's even like a mother energy to land in. But if you did not grow up with that loving environment, it's going to be up to you to create it, to understand that you're worthy to have it. If you don't, I'm going to get emotional right now. If you don't have that energy, turn to God, turn to Source. You are never alone. We are all connected through this grid of unconditional love and infinite oneness. You can't escape oneness. It's just what is, right? We're all connected in this energetic thing that we're all doing here. So masculines, you're really being called to take radical accountability and stop leaving yourself out in the cold. You're worthy to participate. You're worthy to be a loved, respected, beloved member of something, of a family, of a home. I keep getting this visual of this like really sweet little cottage with like, you could see from outside the fire burning, and it's this very warm, cozy little home. Tears are welling up because I'm feeling the pain of the masculines feeling ostracized from that. So I'm so sorry, masculines, if you have been excommunicated from your home, your country, your family, abandoned in some capacity. I am so sorry, but you are still worthy despite what has happened to you, despite the circumstances that you've had to contend with. You are still worthy. And this feeling, this reference point of a loving, warm home where you are welcome is not out of reach. I just looked in the unconscious here, masculines. We have boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? And what's coming up for me is not only with people in your life, but where do you need to set better boundaries within yourself? If you're still believing people, places, and things that are reflecting back to you your own unworthiness, then you need to set boundaries with yourself that you are no longer going to accept that, right? The call has to come from inside of the house, masculines. Okay, where do we go next, Spirit? Where do we go next? Okay, hold on. That one really got me, masculines. I have so much love for you and everything you've gone through. All right, so for the union energies, we have spirit guide in reverse. This is another card of, reconnecting with source. We have strength and we have financial health. Interesting. So some of you, it's interesting. How do I say this? I just had this talk with a friend who's also a coach, and it's so sacred and it's so divine. It never fails that when I'm coaching someone or when I'm guiding someone or whatever you want to call what I do, it never fails that the advice or the message that I gift the person is also a message that I need to hear. And so feminines and masculines, there's something here that as you step into a deeper alignment with source, with your source energy, with the Christ consciousness, with this unconditional love oneness thing, as you make changes that are in alignment with that, your personal growth will come in. Your strength will increase. Your mission and purpose will show up. You'll be able to step into this conscious spiritual career, whatever that means, and financial health will balance out. Let me just see what's in the unconscious. We have courage. Yeah, look at that beautiful line. I feel like we're winding down because it's such kind of the feminine and masculines were really sort of mirroring a similar path, really confronting and allowing these relationship changes and karmic completions to take place. Is there anything else, Spirit? Is there anything else that they're confronting? What else do we need to know for the highest and best good of self on the planet? We have, I laugh because I said it before it even came out. We have career in reverse and we have blessings in reverse. Yeah, it's like you need to allow the collective. We need to allow this change to take place. So take your foot off the brake and allow the car to coast. Allow the car to move itself in neutral. It's all you have to do is take your foot off the brake and trust that the vehicle will maintain on the path. There's something here about just getting out of the way. Do you see how all of these messages, none of them were very action oriented? This is a passive thing. This is like just get out of the way and let all of these changes correct themselves. Let all of these reversals right themselves. Anything else, Spirit? The flip message of this, feminines and masculines, is that your blessings and careers are being blocked because of what you're not doing. So it's up to you. Like, do you want this change to come in? Then you have to take accountability for, taking your foot off the brake. Now, I say that again because I don't know what your version of that is. Hold on, I dropped a bunch of cards. I don't know I don't know what flavor of stopping yourself is moving through your life. We have closure. So letting closure come in to certain people, places, and things. Maybe it's a job. Maybe it's a partner or relationship. Maybe it's a friendship. Maybe it's like you've held a grudge against your brother your whole life and it's time to just shut the door on it and just understand that he is who he is and he's going to be who he's going to be, and it's time to stop fighting it. And we have 3 reversals. We have travel, clarity, and willpower. I'm getting so many messages off of this. So a few things here. To me, this means this is not a time of traveling externally. This is a time of traveling internally, of going on a vision quest within yourself to seek clarity. That is where coming out of the other side of this vision quest or whatever this is for you is where the confidence and willpower and strength will come in. What's in the unconscious position? Oh my God, you're going to laugh. Boundaries again from a different deck. Wait, do I still have this? Yeah, we had this boundaries in the first deck. We have boundaries again. Okay, masculines and feminines, what boundaries do you need to have with yourself or others that would make it easier for you to hold your center for love in chaos? What boundaries? Now let's get really radically practical. let's bring all of this kind of like highfalutin work down into ground level, down to ground level, excuse me. It's so funny. As the words are coming out of my mouth, I'm receiving so much. It's like I'm a funnel and stuff is coming in, and even by the time my mind understands what's coming out of my mouth, more stuff is coming in. So forgive my fractured speech sometimes. Okay, let's make this really practical. What boundaries do you need to have with yourself or others to make your life more balanced and peaceful and in flow? So let's start with you, because you are the thing that we all can control, right? We can only control ourselves. So let's start with sleep. Are you getting enough sleep? Do you have boundaries around staying up late? Do you have boundaries around not eating too close to bedtime? Do you have boundaries around hydrating through the day? Your nourishment. Are you eating healthy foods? Really like get micro with it. Like, what are you putting in your mouth? Are you getting enough sleep? Do you do something for pleasure at least once a day? Even if it's 5 minutes of reading a chapter in a book, or going for a walk, or putting on one song and dancing silly to it in your living room. What are some other like really root grounded boundaries? If you work in an office, are you getting outside? Are you getting a little natural sunlight in your face and your eyeballs like once a day? So on the outside, when we're thinking about this grand scheme of a spiritual path, these little tiny decisions might not seem like a big deal. However, it's you are nourishing your foundation to which you will live the rest of your life. You are nourishing a foundation every single day. I'm just laughing, and Spirit is laughing at me because I need all of this. I need all of this advice. I've been staying up late. I've been sleeping crappy. I'm super dehydrated. Like I'm just, Spirit is like laughing in my face right now because I have to take this advice as well. Okay, what are some other boundaries we get to create? Now, so many of us think about boundaries as like a fence to keep bad stuff out, but they're also to keep good stuff in. So for instance, if you know that like you make healthier dietary decisions when you get enough sleep, then you need to create a boundary around your sleep, right? Also, if you know like that one coworker drains you, maybe it's time to create a boundary around how much time you allow yourself to spend with that person, or your mother, or your father, or a sibling, or whatever. Here's another one that I still can't believe. I mean, I'm going to turn 40 this year, actually, at the end of the month. Go Pisces. But I still can't believe that I know people at my age who still have like crappy people in their lives. I'm like, we're old now. Like, when does this end where we feel obligated to keep certain people in your life? If you're young listening to this, please start now cutting people out of your life. And of course, do it in the kindest way possible, in a way that doesn't create more karma for yourself. But why do you feel obligated? What are you gaining from this, from maintaining this facade and this relationship? You are sacred. You are divine. You are allowed to create boundaries around who, people, places, and things that do not treat you as divine, right? It's not your responsibility to save everyone in the world. It's not your responsibility to, to heal the world around you. Maybe that's another boundary you have to create with yourself. If you are a highly empathic, highly sensitive person, which a lot of people, I assume, who are watching my videos are, it's up to us to create radical boundaries around our time and our space. I am very particular about who I let in my house. It's like, this is my sanctuary. I've spent a lot of time, this is my place of worship, where I live, where I sleep. This is like a holy place to me. And, you wouldn't have a bunch of disrespectful people, walk into a church and start like graffitiing stuff and kicking the candles over and making fun of all the figures, or a temple or a mosque, that wouldn't stand for very long. I'm sure they would get kicked out, right? And so, and rightfully so. So who or what do you need to kick out of your temple? That's a really lovely way to say that. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, do we have anything else? Let's see. Let's just get one of these Ascension cards. Whew. Anything else for the collective, Spirit? Anything else for collective? We have Memories of Atlantis, Spiritual Acceleration, Progress, Technology. Thank you for that, Spirit. I really, that's like a source of hope right there for this reading. We have Sword of Light, Divine Protection, Cords are cut, Breakthrough energy. Cutting cords is karmic completion. So this is kind of a nod to the masculine, but also for the feminine, to allow this change to come into temperance, to allow all of this, it's like the visual I'm being shown is to allow the waves to calm and to see what balanced baseline reality is for you, feminines. Then we have Crown Chakra upgrade, Divine connection, holy experience, miraculous energy. It's funny, reconnecting with Source, going through this vision quest, there's something magical on the other side of it for us, masculines and feminines. And then we have Arcturian light codes, evolutionary downloads, recalling power, future thinking. Sometimes when we're not taking care of ourselves in the present moment or taking care of our boundaries, we've created so much karmic crap and debris for us to deal with that we don't even have the energy to think about the future, to dream, to create, to birth a new life for ourselves. So the more you can get your energy into present time without being consumed by the past or worried about the future, the more creativity and life force you have available to invest in yourself, to invest in ideas, projects, to invest in experiences. So this to me is a deep, deep energy anatomy thing of where are you investing your energetic currency, and where are you allowing others to take your energetic currency, and where do you need boundaries? It's like at some point, if you give access to your bank account to a kid, and they're just taking and taking and taking, at some point you have to cut them off, or else they're going to deplete your entire bank account, right? It's the same thing, masculines and feminines, for energy. If you have a lot of takers in your life, it's time for boundaries. Let's just call it what it is, okay? All right, and then in the unconscious position, we have clearing old stories, releasing past lives, and freedom. I mean, do I have to say anything else? Like, feminines and masculines, your freedom and sovereignty is on the other side of this difficult thing for you. I can't tell you exactly what it is unless we were doing a one-on-one reading, which I do. You're welcome to contact me to purchase a reading. But generally speaking, you have to move through the difficult thing. This is your hero's journey. Trust me, you will be so glad you moved through it yourself instead of avoiding it. Because the thing about the hero's journey, when they finally come back to the village or home or whatever, they now have all of these incredible skills. It's a rite of passage. They have this new awareness. They have literal new tools in their toolbox to handle certain things, new environments, new people. It could be also old environments, old people, right? Those things that maybe were depleting have not changed, but you have changed. So I'm telling you, there's so many good things that can come out from you moving through this difficult thing. Okay, let's end on a Buddha wisdom. Anything we need to know? Anything you'd like to end on? Oh, my throat is super dry. Okay. We have find friends who love the truth, drink deeply, live in serenity and joy. Another hidden message in this is find friends who love the truth. So if you have friends that are maintaining lies, it's time to draw the boundaries. It's time to make some cuts. And then we have set your heart on doing good. Do it over and over again, and you will be filled with joy. When you wound or grieve another, you have not learned detachment. So as you confront these different karmic lessons, if you continue to grieve or blame someone, you are still connected. You still have a cord attached. And again, that cord is like a sieve. It's like, not a sieve, it's like a tube that's sucking your energy dry. Only you can detach. You can make the conscious effort to say no more. And how do you know that you've done that? When you could think about the person, place, or thing, and it doesn't have an energetic activation to it. It's easy to think about it. Okay. Whew, great twin flame reading. Sending you all so much love. I really hope this was supportive, and I will see you in the next one.